So hey everyone, welcome back to Rebecca's Colouring Arts and Crafts. So we're back today with Fairytales by Emelie Lidhall Oberg. I haven't actually done a part for this for a while, so I decided to get back to a part of this. So I'm going to continue with finishing the cake today. We're going to do these parts of the cake and probably finish these last few strawberries. Then depending on the time, I've still got these birds and the little lolly stick or whatever it was that I missed in the cupcake here. So I'll see, depending on time, as to whether we do it or not. Yeah, I'm just trying to get a few videos going because I'm really in the mood for it. And yeah, next I have intentions, whoops, straighten that out. I have intentions to start my how to hand colour photos. So yeah, it'll be great. So anyway, I'm not sure which order the videos will go up in, so I may put them up in the wrong order. I don't know. We shall see, but yeah. Anyway, so I think what I'm going to start with is I'm just looking at this because we've done the blue here, which we accidentally did a deeper blue there. Yeah, I think I'm going to start with our Cerulean blue, and because I've got a light source coming from this direction, you want to put it this side. I think I need to sharpen it, so let's grab the sharpener. Yes, Lils. No, it's hot. So we're going to start with our Cerulean blue and we're going to do a line down each of these areas. I'm not going to use the Cerulean blue. I'm going to do more of the aqua tones in here. But for these bottom ones, I think I might do a bit of just aqua and white or something. But I'll work it out when we get to that part. Same for the little lumpy bits. And we'll come back and do our light source after we line these areas where our shadow is going to be. We will. Just need to turn the music down a little, so I'll be back in a minute. Okay, we're back. We'll just keep going here with our Cerulean blue. So I'm just going to fill in that whole flag area there because it's obviously going to be a shadow area because it's sitting over the top of the cake. part here is going to have mostly the blue, I think, or the most of the shadow area in it because it is such a covered spot. So just anywhere where these flags are hanging over there would be shadow. So I'm just putting in the shadow in any of those spots. Oh yeah. Okay, now we want to bring in just a little bit of light shadow around each of those areas in every spot. So I sort of started in a random spot. Probably really I should have started in a less random spot, but it is what it is. I'll get them all by the end. So I know it's not necessarily leaving a lot of white in some spots, but I find if you don't want an obvious standout line, you better try doing a little bit of that blending. If you can, but there's not always a lot of space. Okay, so next we want to come in with our, don't fumble finger, Aquamarine PC905. So we're using Prismacolor Premier pencils here too. I forgot to mention that before. And I just want to sharpen it a little bit because it's such a fine space that it's kind of hard to fit in all the details when it's a fine space. So we want to try and fit things in if we can. I'm sort of thinking maybe rather than the other aqua, I might use a bit of a white. Once this is done, do our little light shade area and then use a bit of a white for the final colour. Because I think that could be quite pretty. I think it could. Oh, you got the itches, Lils. We're out at the farm over Christmas and so she seems to be allergic to grasses, so she's got all the itches. She does. Poor girl. I can't wait for this year with everything I have planned to do on this channel and all the colouring and the art stuff and that. I'm really excited about it all, and I can't wait to get started on it all. I'm loving it so much. I really am. Okay, now we need to do a little bit of lighter spaces with our colour. Trying to leave a little bit of white if we can, but if it just is the light shadow of the green there, that's fine too, because we're just adding in. Actually, I kind of like that, because then when we add our white, it'll really turn it like a light aqua sort of tone. Well, not just a light aqua tone, but more the fact that it will be pretty. And we're going to add it over the other colour areas too with the white. We're going to add it over all colours. We are, whoops, trying not to scoop it over everything else, which I just did. Now we want to come in with our white PC938, and we just want to add that over all of these colours. And I'm just doing each line one at a time. But I like how it has that bit of a streaky look to it, but you can't see the black lines quite so easily. They're still there, but they seem to be a bit fainter with the way we've done it, which is cool. In my opinion, it's cool anyway. I'm really liking that colour with it. Really am. Okay, there's that. So I'm just going to pause there for a minute, then we're going to come back in with our patterns around here, which I think I'm going to do the aqua and white, like the bottom layer that we previously did, this layer down here. And yeah, and then we'll move on to our strawberries. I'm also going to get the strawberry colours out whilst I'm here, whilst I pause for a minute. So yeah, I'll be back in a minute. Hey everyone, so we're back. So I've been thinking about this. I've also gotten the pencil colours ready for the strawberries next. But I think what I'm going to do is coming with just my aquamarine and the white for these pattern areas here, just because that's how I want to do it. Or is it the light aqua? I might actually do the light aqua in these areas with the white. So we're going to come in with our light aqua PC992, and we want to bring that down anywhere where there's bits of shadows, because it's kind of, I guess, a bit of our shadow colour, I guess you could say. And I'm just going to turn my fan for a minute. There we go, done. So all along these berries have a bit of that aqua colour too, so and we'll do it along just wherever it's required with the aqua colour. Trying to put in little bits of light shadows where required as well, to allow for blending the white and this colour together. I changed the colour partly because I was thinking about it and thinking, well, if I do the aquamarine it would be exactly the same colour or very similar colour to the one above, and I didn't want that so much, so that's why I changed it to this colour instead. I actually did the white down the bottom on this one, but with this one I think I'm going to, as I started it without even thinking. Silly brain, but I was just thinking maybe I should have been doing the aqua on the top, but it's too late now, so I guess we'll just do our light aqua on the bottom. It still works anyway, and it's kind of different, so it provides, I guess, a bit of a different effect for different areas and different things, which is nice. It's not a bad thing. Trying to leave some white areas for our white in this top area too. I haven't managed to leave as much as I would like in some spots, but as I keep saying, we can only do what we can do with things. Because I've taken up probably too much of the white area in some of these spots that I would want white, but yeah, I can only do what I can do. Now what I want to do is come in with my white PC938, and we're just going to bring that over all of these colours, and I think I'm going to sharpen it because it's such a fine point. I just started going into the blue area that I didn't want to, so I'm just going to just quickly correct that. And I'm going to sharpen the pencil so that I can get the finer detail points easier. Much better. Much all better all. I'm still getting some slight white over the edges, but it's not as bad with the sharp point. To do with getting the amount of white that you don't necessarily want over those spots. Okay, so that's done. So now what we want to do is we're going to start now strawberries here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strawberries. So I'm just going to pause for a minute because I just want to work out the exact light's coming from this way. I just want to get a rough idea of where I'm going to put the darkest shade for the strawberries down, and then I'm going to be right back after that. So we're back, so we're going to continue with the strawberries. I'm kind of thinking, since the light source is coming from this way, the shadows would probably mostly be on this side, I'm thinking. I hope anyway, and of course behind where the flags go. So we're going to come in with our Rasberry PC1030. Seems the same name as some, oh it's close, doesn't matter. So, and I'm going to bring that in along these areas as well as up along the flag here. So I just want to do some deeper areas and then some light areas so that we can blend it into the other colours. So some of these might have more of the dark than others, and it just all depends. And I'm going to do just a little bit up here just because the flag goes over that spot, and here is going to be all of the raspberry colour. So we're basically just going to add all the colours in over others like we've done with previous raspberries, or previous strawberries I mean. Because we've got the leaves here, I'm also going to put the shadows over here, and then some bits just lines around the leaves, not much, and down where this strawberry goes over it. So this one's probably going to be quite a lot of darker colours in this one, because we've got so many shadows over it. Leave a bit of a curve in it rather than making it look flat for where that light is coming from, even though it's over on that side. I just want to put a bit of a curve in there because I can. Okay, so next we want to bring in our Carmine Red, and we want to colour that over all these colours as well as bringing it up a bit out of these colours. So I want some of our Carmine Red showing up the top up here, because it's like the strawberries changing with the ripeness. That's what I like to think anyway. Trying not to go over the seeds if you can, because I have gone over them a bit there. Because we need to put our greens in those seed areas. Now a little bit of light area for when we do our final colour. Oops, I just went over the seed again. I'm trying not to go over the seeds because I want them green, not red, so it seems to be happening. But I guess it's my control, but I think my hand's cramping a bit at the minute, so because I can feel it starting to cramp. So I'm just going to pause for a minute, get a drink, rub out this cramp, and then I'll be back. So we're going to continue here with our, Carmine Red. We want to continue colouring that over all these colours as well as up above them with our strawberry. Trying not to go over the seeds if we can avoid it, which we weren't so successful at that before. We weren't, but we want to bring it over all these other colours. For some reason I'm feeling restless today and I'm not quite sure why. I just keep starting this and then it's like I get up and start something else and I don't feel restless about that, so I try something else and then I try something else. And it's like I just can't settle to something at the minute. It's like, yeah, I just feel really restless. Do. I think this strawberry here, depending, I may finish it with the red, but I'll still add the other colour over the top, but I think I'm just going to do the Carmine Red in here, but I'll still add the Salmon pink in once we get to that on the top anyway, just make it look the same as all the others. Just went over a seed again. Bugger about the seed. Oh well. Guess I can't always achieve everything and keep out the lines. As much as I wish I could. Battery died, so we're just going to keep going here. And we're just still colouring over these strawberries with our Carmine Red, trying not to go over the seeds, but I'm not totally having the most success with that at the minute. But it is hard colouring around those small spaces at times. It is. We can only do the best we can, I guess. That's what I've got to remind myself sometimes when I start getting too hard on myself with things. That's what you're doing. Licky lickies. She just huffed at me for that one, that comment. Now she's just sitting there licking her lips. And sighing at me. Okay, so that's that part of our strawberries done. Now we want to come in with our Salmon Pink PC1001. We want to bring that just over all the rest of these colours. all the colours just to make it look nice. And looks same as all the other strawberries, I guess you could say. I have sharpened this one to a point to try and do it a bit easier, because I was thinking maybe I was going over that, well, I just thought of it right now actually, I'll admit. But maybe the reason why I was going over the seeds more with that Carmine Red was because I didn't sharpen it to a point before doing the thing, like I did with the others, like I did with this one and the other one. So I guess it's a possibility as to what could be happening, because I find when you don't have the sharp point, it's a lot harder to stay within the lines when you're doing small areas or going around small areas. And I find it more likely tends to go over those areas when you don't want it to, because it's not a fine point. So I'm actually realising sometimes there's a point where you do have to sharpen your pencil before you want to, because otherwise you go over all the places that you don't want to go over. At least that's my thoughts anyway. Just like I'm trying not to go over things here now. And it's a little easier having a sharper pencil. But it kind of makes sense too, in my opinion. Sorry, just cracking my hand a bit because it's cramping up a bit. I think it's because I haven't done a whole heap of colouring in one day for a while, and so it's kind of not used to it because I've had a bit of a rest, and so it's not used to it, and so it's cramping up on me. Darn it. It's been sketching, but that hasn't been constant repetitive circles of movement or whatever while I'm colouring, so like I do when I'm colouring. So yeah, I think it's just out of the habit of doing it, and it's cramping up again because of it. But then it's what I want to do. Did I go over something then? I might have a bit. anyway, that's those strawberries finished. They're looking quite pretty and yummy to eat. And now I want to come in with our strawberry leaves, and it's pretty sharp, so I think I'll leave it at that. So light source is coming from that way, so that means, oh, and the strings are kind of tied on the stems. And yeah, I think I am going to just sharpen it just a little bit, just to get that point, because it wasn't going to get that point. It's kind of a bit of a waste, I guess, but it's kind of like, well, I kind of need that point to get the details that I want in the image. I do. Oh, and we're starting with Peacock Green PC907. I almost forgot that. But it's kind of like, I don't want to have to sharpen the pencils all the time, but I'm realizing sometimes you just have to do it to get the details the way you want. And I was going to start going over the edge with that one, that's why I sharpened it when I didn't particularly want to, because I figured, well, it's either go over the edge with the details or be able to more accurately do the details without going over the edge, I guess. So sometimes it's a choice. I'm kind of getting less worried about it, but I still sometimes think, like now, of the costs of doing that with a pencil, because as I've said, they aren't necessarily the cheapest here in Australia. But I guess you do what you have to for your art. Oops, and I think I went a bit too far with that line then. And just like there I did too. At some spots it's kind of almost like you wobble at times and you go out of the lines or where you want to be with that image. At least that's what seems to happen to me anyway. I'm just going to turn that into a strawberry leaf. It's probably background, but I just want to turn it into a strawberry leaf. And I'm not going to worry about sharpening these ones. They're pretty sharp like that one was, but I don't want to waste the lead by trying to sharpen it more at the minute when I think it should get what I want. So we're going to start with the grass green PC909, or come in with our grass green. We want to bring that over the previous colours. We do, leaving a bit of room for our final colour. Yeah, I love you too, Lils. She talks to me sometimes. And then lastly, we want to come in with our spring green. And we just want to bring that over the rest of those colours. Now we want to come in with our seeds. So we're going to bring in our grass green, and we just want to do a stroke on wherever the light source is coming from. We want to do a little bit of grass green in that spot, and that's it. So, and leave some white areas for our second colour. We do. As much as possible anyway. I'm just going over any spots that I've accidentally gone over with the red. I'm just going over those spots. Doesn't hurt if there's a little bit of reddish tone in the seeds, I figure. So I think seeds have had reddish tones before when I've looked at them, when I bought them, and I'm going too much over these. I'm not leaving any white. So I think I'm just going to stop talking for a minute and concentrate here and make sure that I'm leaving some white on these areas for our next colour. Do my best to anyway. And then our last colour, we want to bring in our spring green over those seeds. And as you'll notice, it's not really that sharp. I probably should sharpen it, but I don't want to, because there's times like now that I'm going through where I think I'm wasting pencil by sharpening it. There are, and if you see me change pencil colour, it's just because I'm adding a bit more of that green in because it hasn't gone on that spot properly or at all. Hello, Lils. She's talking to me. Little puppies. I'm just going to come back in with the white and add a bit more white in this area because it looks like it hasn't gone on very well in those spots. So I just want to make sure it's applied properly, because there's some spots it doesn't look like it's very well on me. Either that or it's rubbed off as I've been colouring the strawberries, which is possible too. It is. Now we're just going to come back to our spring green and we're going to finish these strawberry seeds. And there we go. And I think I might actually leave it at that for this part, just because I want to try and get another video out, and I know it's a little shorter, but I just want to try and get a few videos ahead in advance in case I'm away again and don't have anything ready and stuff like that. I'm sure we'll do more next time. I'm thinking next time probably well, we got the lemonade bottle, got this, the birds, and the leaves, so I might try and do all of those next part, make it a bit longer, and then the part after that will most likely be doing the table and the background, I'm thinking. So there might only be 2 more parts of this, but I will make it longer next time. I still think 40 odd minutes or so is still a good amount of time anyway. I know it's a bit shorter than 2 to 3 hours, but I do what I can do when I can do it. So yeah, I really hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please leave a like, subscribe and comment, and I will see you next time. Bye.